Recently, Elon Musk and Jensen Huang had a major conversation about AI. On the surface, it seems both of them agree that AI will change the world. But if you listen closely, there are a few critical points of tension hidden beneath the surface. One important thing to note: they are not commentators. They are not academics. They are the ones standing at the absolute upstream node of AI supply. One is constantly warning about risk, loss of control, and consequences. The other is constantly emphasizing capability, speed, and expansion. Superficially, it just looks like a difference in attitude. But in reality, their core focus is completely different. Jensen Huang is more concerned with how AI capabilities can be deployed and absorbed faster. Elon Musk is more concerned with when capability grows too fast, can society and our systems actually keep up? This division is not a matter of personality, nor is it about optimism versus pessimism. It's a fundamental tension in their understanding of three things: speed, control, and consequence. So the key is not who is right. The key is that one fact is becoming very clear. If even the most upstream suppliers of AI cannot form a consensus on the consequences, then AI's impact on the market simply cannot be a smooth transition. Interestingly, despite their differences, Elon Musk and Jensen Huang actually share one critical premise that very few people ever examine closely. Huang repeatedly makes one point: once an AI system, model, and compute architecture is built, this capability can be deployed at extreme speed, replicated, and simultaneously serve infinite scenarios. In other words, the value of AI isn't derived from producing something one time after another, but by built once, unlimited output. Musk actually doesn't deny this. He is not questioning if AI can scale. Instead, he's pointing to a problem in the opposite direction. When capability expands too quickly, can society, regulations, and the market truly have the capacity to absorb it all synchronously? This point is crucial, because when you put both positions together, they point to the exact same fact. The marginal cost of AI is rapidly approaching zero. When output can be infinitely replicated, capacity is no longer increasing linearly. It is expanding exponentially. Take the simplest example. A traditional customer service agent can only serve one customer at a time. But once an AI customer service model is trained, it can simultaneously handle 100, 1,000, or even 1,000,000 customers. And another equally important, yet often overlooked, premise is, no matter how widespread AI applications become, the real mastery of the models, compute power, data, and architecture will always remain with a very small number of nodes. Many people say, everyone can use AI today, but being able to use it and being able to master it are completely different things. Most companies, developers, and even content creators are essentially just renting AI capabilities through cloud platforms. Who trained the model? Where the compute power is located? How the data flows? How the architecture is updated? The end user actually has no control. Therefore, combining what both men are saying, the deduction is straightforward. AI is not bringing average empowerment. It is pushing productivity towards extreme centralization, creating a class of super supply nodes. Following the extreme centralization of AI capacity we just discussed, the market is experiencing a significant paradox. Efficiency seems to have increased, but effective demand has weakened. Because AI increasing efficiency does not automatically mean labor income is rising synchronously. On the contrary, the value of many jobs is being suppressed, and income is becoming unstable. The result is, it's not that people don't have needs, it's that people don't dare to spend. When the future becomes unpredictable, consumptions that can be postponed will be postponed. So the market seems very quiet. But this quietness does not mean demand has vanished. Demand is simply being suppressed, waiting for a rational outlet. Over the past few months, many small to medium sellers on platforms like Amazon have felt one phenomenon. Daily sales are becoming quieter and quieter. But once Black Friday hits, the situation suddenly reverses. According to data from Adobe Analytics, this year's Black Friday set a new record for single-day online retail sales in the US, a fact quoted by outlets like Forbes. On the surface, it looks like consumer spending has suddenly rebounded. But if you put it back into the context of daily life, the picture is different. As AI and automation penetrate work and service layers, daily efficiency has undeniably improved. Faster replies, smoother processes, more choices. But at the same time, income growth and security for many jobs have not improved synchronously. Some positions are being underpriced, replaced, or have become more unstable. The result is, life seems easier, but confidence in the future has declined. When an individual is uncertain about future income, their most natural reaction is to compress daily spending. It's not that they don't need things, it's that they don't dare to buy. So you see this. Retail is quiet on weekdays, and mid-priced products are particularly hard to sell. But at the same time, reports also show that consumers deliberately wait for promotional windows, like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, to concentrate their purchases. Because only during these times is spending considered rational, worthwhile, and guilt-free. This, actually, is an upgraded lipstick effect. The traditional lipstick effect is when the economy is bad. People switch to buying small comforts. The current version is more extreme. AI boosts efficiency, but simultaneously compresses the sense of future security, causing daily spending to be suppressed long-term, only to be released all at once during a few permissible moments. It's interesting that, while AI continuously increases production efficiency, and the stock market constantly reflects optimistic expectations, a clear extreme situation is emerging on the consumer side. If we pull this kind of Black Friday consumer behavior back into the context of the entire market structure, we discover one thing. The problem isn't just on the demand side. It's that demand and capacity are changing simultaneously. On the one hand, the uncertain income outlook suppresses daily consumption. But on the other hand, after AI pushes productivity to the extreme, the first thing that appears on the supply side is overcapacity. When product design, manufacturing, supply chain, and management are all highly standardized and automated, the same type of product can be continuously replicated and injected into the market at an extremely low marginal cost, and prices are compressed rapidly. In this structure, mid-priced products become the first tier to lose their reason for existence. Mid-range electric vehicles are a clear example. Low-end EVs can rely on scale and cost advantages to push the price extremely low, meeting the good enough demand. High-end EVs, however, no longer just sell performance. They sell brand, experience, software, ecosystem, as well as identity and trust. Mid-range EVs caught in the middle are the hardest to survive because they can neither win the cost war nor sustain the premium price. And once overcapacity hits, the reasonable premium that originally supported the mid-tier will be the first to be erased. The used car market has already reflected this pressure ahead of time. The issue is not product positioning, but persistent price declines in the new car market driven by overcapacity. As new vehicle prices keep falling, the pricing anchor for secondhand cars shifts downward, leaving less room for resale value to hold. EVs themselves may not be directly driven by AI, but they reflect a structural phenomenon where capacity expands faster than demand can absorb. And as AI continues to amplify capacity, the exact same phenomenon will appear in more industries. So the disappearance of the mid-tier is not consumers suddenly becoming rational. It is the market structure undergoing a shift, driven by the dual forces of suppressed demand and excessive capacity. This kind of pressure on price and profit margin does not just stop at the product level. It has already started to reflect in the employment structure. Globally, data from the International Labor Organization shows that real wage growth, after inflation, has remained suppressed or turned negative across several developed economies. In other words, efficiency may be up, but most people's actual purchasing power is shrinking. This uncertainty is changing the nature of many jobs. In the US, for example, Data from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that millions of people are currently working part-time for economic reasons. It doesn't mean they are jobless. It means they cannot find stable, full-hour employment. Synchronously, the global gig economy continues to expand. While these jobs are flexible, they often lack social security and long-term contracts, further reducing the predictability of an individual's income security. So what you are seeing is not a sudden rise in unemployment, but a more structural transformation. Jobs exist, but the predictability of stable income is declining. This perfectly explains why people, even if they are earning, dare not let go and spend, suppressing demand until Black Friday for a concentrated release. Jensen Huang is more concerned with the expansion of capability. Elon Musk is more concerned with the consequence and the pace. But the market, by its very nature, does not wait for consensus. Capacity is constantly being pushed higher, while demand is simultaneously suppressed. Pressure on company profit margins is an inevitable result. As productivity continues to centralize, consumption starts to polarize. Price is increasingly reflecting only position, power, and emotional value. In such a structure, the market is no longer a place where you can find a stable spot just by working hard. This outcome may not fully confirm any single stance, but it illustrates one thing. When capability advances too fast, and the absorption mechanism cannot keep up, the impact does not appear first at the technical level. It emerges in price signals and daily consumer behavior. This shift may not immediately turn into a crisis, but if we misread these phenomena as a kind of full recovery, while ignoring the structural fault lines beneath, the long-term cost to the market structure will be very high. This cost will not show up in the factories or on the balance sheet. It will be reflected in resource misallocation, the distortion of price signals, and the consequences of the disappearance of the middle structure. If you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll keep sharing clear, fact-based analysis to help you understand what's really happening in the global markets and how it connects to your own financial future. Stay tuned, because in a world this uncertain, having the right perspective is already a form of protection.